Adhere to the rules, but I fly close to the wind.
What do you think makes people insult people on social media?
And the best way to do that is to be controversial and be salacious because it gets reaction.
That in this part of the world, you need to filter what you say online. We have rules.
Rules is where they keep the family album. But if you're going to do that, keep it private for your friends and family.
Because a lot of people would appreciate
Can't
that.
mess with orchids now. Hell, the whole like etiquettes thing. Don't want to be called out on my etiquettes.
This is MannersUnfiltered. Learn about style. MannersUnfiltered. Where you can learn all about the world of etiquette and manners.
Right then, welcome to another
MannersUnfiltered.
episode of Manners Unfiltered. Oh, kids, where's our guest?
I'm actually messaging him now. I know, right? Okay.
Today,
Oh,
guess what we're doing today?
here.
We
Thank
are talking.
goodness.
We are talking about etiquettes, are we not, ladies?
Yes,
We are.
we are talking about digital etiquette to be exact. Yes.
Are there any?
Are there any? There
Yes.
should be. There are.
Yes.
There are. Particularly
Yeah.
here in the UAE. So we're looking about navigating the digital sands, like we did there. Etiquette in the UAE's online oasis.
Yes.
So, but it is an interesting thing because we do have, rules when it comes to digital communication here
That's
in the
right.
UAE. It's they're actually quite strict on what you can and cannot do compared to other parts of the world. So,
You're very expressive on your social media. On a scale of 1 to 10, give me where are you on the
Yeah.
adherence to those rules?
I adhere to the rules, but I fly close to the wind.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Let's
Where
put
are
it
you?
that way. I lack a little bit of a filter. So, like, Orchids is the manners. I'm the unfiltered
Filtered.
part of the show.
Makes sense.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
very opinionated, and I do have a little bit of a problem reading it in sometimes.
do you not think that social media allows us to be opinionated and express ourselves because we've kind of moved on from that world where when it comes to us expressing ourselves, there were always gatekeepers or what gets published, what gets edited, where do you cross the line. But social media, because it's in our hands, it allows us to express ourselves, make mistakes, learn from them. That's my view. I feel like there are less boundaries when it
Yeah.
comes. There should be less restrictions when it comes to what I can say on my platform. But then it's down to me
Yeah.
to present myself as somebody who adds value, somebody who's not trying to create conflict or create miscommunication. A lot of people do this, right? And I've heard this, especially kids who are now, I shouldn't say kids, like
Teenagers or the-
Gen X
Gen-
or millennials.
That's me.
So they're in the business world now. A lot of 23-year-olds doing a lot of
23,
online.
what? Gen X is
No, Gen X is what? Gen X is
Gen
us.
X is me, but
I'm
it's from 40s
right.
to
So Gen Z.
50s.
So Gen
The
Z.
Gen Zs,
Gen
yes.
Zs. A lot of 23, 24-year-olds in the online business world doing,
Yeah.
making a lot of
Oh,
money.
yes.
And I've had them on this table doing podcasts, and it just seems like they're trying to make content or design content that invites hate, that invites two people fighting so it gets engagement. Well, if you do that, then it's a problem.
Because they're of the generation, they've been brought up, like we were brought up before social media existed, before the
Yes.
internet existed, before mobile phones existed.
True.
Right? We communicated in person, maybe via fax if you were lucky. But they are in a space now where everyone wants to go viral as a content creator, and the best way to do that is to be controversial and be salacious because it gets reaction, right? They're a very reactionary generation. They wouldn't cope with half the stuff we grew up with,
Yes.
I'm sure.
But
they're very reactionary.
Yes. But
Shall
I
we
think-
shall we start the podcast now?
Yes, we can start the podcast now. We'll talk about everything that's happening in the UAE or in Dubai because what we see on social media is what's happening in the world. But we'll tackle the do's and don'ts. What are the limitations when you are hosting your social media or you're vlogging here in the UAE? And also, we will explore the world of WhatsApp.
The world
Because-
of WhatsApp, I hate
the
it.
world of WhatsApp. As you know, it has become the unofficial platform for, well, just about everything from business deals to family news. WhatsApp is there. Yeah, so we will talk about that as well today.
WhatsApp is tricky, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
WhatsApp
Yeah,
is
it
tricky. It's
is.
like a lot of people on those groups and I see. I think that you are what you share.
Absolutely, I agree.
And the kind of things people share, you kind of say, really? That's that? Is that how you think? And a lot of people, everybody knows who Gary Vaynerchuk is, right? The best quote that I've ever heard him say, social media, whatever forms, WhatsApp, Facebook, whatever, social media doesn't make us fake, it exposes us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's it. And that's where the problem is.
And I think a lot of people are not genuine and real on social media. That's the problem.
Are they genuine in
aren't-
real life?
They're trying to be fake, but they're faker on social media, depending the audience. They're
Why do you think
targeting.
that is?
Because they want to target certain people. So it's like here's the odd thing, because us old schoolers will know the term "fake it till you make it."
Yes.
Right? You can't fake it till you make it now because
Yeah.
of social media, and people see
Doesn't
through
work.
you in an instant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't
You have
work.
you have to, if you're faking it till you make it, you're making big claims in real life. Oh, I can do this, I can do, like so many video editors contact me.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, I can do this, and I go on their page and there's nothing, right? There's nothing for me to see that,
Yeah.
you know, and that I'm sure that happens in the employment industry, like, you know, when people send CVs, okay, well, what do you have? Fine, the CV looks fine. Where do I see more? And there's nothing. And
Yeah.
That's very interesting because talking about the corporate side, I want to ask you, have you noticed any distinct, well, basically this is for the two of you,
Yeah.
apologies for that. Have you noticed any distinct digital communication trends when it comes to professional setting here in the UAE comparing to your home country?
wow.
So I know it's quite
Wow,
deep.
comparing to my home country trends. The
there
only
a trend
I
or-
see, I'll tell you what the trend is.
Yeah.
The trend, and it's on the negative side of things. The trend is people, job seekers. Okay, there's a lot of people looking for jobs.
Absolutely,
especially
yes.
these days in Dubai. You see, because Dubai is kind of becoming a place where a lot of people, hey, I
Yeah.
can make my, I can get a job, or I can, you
Yes.
know, progress in life, like
And
place
the
of dreams. It's
tax-free,
sold, yeah,
the
it's
tax
sold
is
as a,
attracting them to
you
come
know,
here.
and you must have seen so many of those short clips on Instagram where say, oh, it used to be USA, now it's Dubai, it's a Dubai
Yeah.
dream and all of that. It's legit.
Yes.
So for a lot of people who coming into Dubai looking for that dream, they don't realize how easier it is to get through to people through social media. But people are sticking to the old ways of sending across CVs and cover letters and those kind of things. That's a trend that should be changed.
Yeah.
And people should be, it's our job to be out here visible and say, hey, reach out to people, provide value in their DMs, give someone something, give someone value up front to catch attention. If you do that to 60 people, 3 of them will pay attention.
100%. And I can't tell you how many jobs I've actually got as a freelancer through my LinkedIn profile,
Yes,
through my
LinkedIn.
DMs on Instagram. My Instagram is my professional profile with a little bit of me sprinkled in, and I get job offers and job inquiries constantly through my Instagram because that's where people see me and what I do. It's like my online
Who you are.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you were talking
yes.
about CVs.
Yes.
Forget the CV. You need to be presenting a portfolio of
Absolutely.
work.
Absolutely, yes. So the LinkedIn platform is such a huge thing here in Dubai. A lot of job seekers or agencies, what do you call them again? The
Recruitment agencies?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, recruitment agencies. They actually go first to LinkedIn and search for these people.
They do.
So again, your social media presence has to be, on point of exactly what role are you looking at.
Absolutely. I was saying this to a friend of mine yesterday who's she's not a single mother, but she's in a situation where it just seems like everything she has to do is operate like a single mother. She's saying she has to raise her kids until they're 12, 13, 14 years old. So for the next 6 years, she can't work because she doesn't want to remove herself from the children's lives. And then 6 years from now, she'll go looking for the job and get her career back on track. I said, that's fine. That's fine for you to take this break. But in the 6 years, get your social profile up.
Yes.
6 years later, your CV of what you did 17 years ago,
Yeah.
it's not going to help you. But your current social profile and everything that you do on it, you know your work, you know your field, talk about it, build that up. That's going to...
Yeah.
Yes, it's like creating your own social media portfolio.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like brochure. It's like a brochure. A friend of mine
Brochure,
says
yeah.
it. This is your brochure.
True.
This is what you offer. This is who you are. Seriously, ladies, can we begin this podcast finally or not?
But here in
Yeah.
the US, I just want to do a backstep. It's about some of the things we need to be mindful of on social media here
Yeah.
in the UAE,
Yeah.
because as you
Which
were
is the
saying,
topic
Asad,
of-
yeah. So obviously we have laws and rules governing it. You are not allowed, particularly because we have defamation and slander rules. So you cannot name and shame people on social media like
Yes.
in other countries.
Nor should you.
Nor
right?
should you. It's
or
like,
anywhere in the
let
world.
the authorities deal with it. Like
Yeah.
I pulled someone up. I'm in community Facebook groups. I pulled someone up in our community Facebook group this morning saying, you know, although they didn't specifically name the person, they gave enough information that other people were going, is it this person? Is it? There was enough for them to work out who it could have been. And I was like, you can't post that. That's wrong.
Yeah.
You can't do that on Facebook. You can't do it on X. You can't do it on Instagram. You cannot do it. And the same in WhatsApp.
Yeah.
You cannot insult people on social media in the UAE. People have been deported for
Yeah.
insults on social media. You have to be very careful how you behave on socials here.
What do you
Yes.
think makes people insult people on social media? What do you think gives people the liberty or the audacity to feel, oh, I can insult this person? If they've expressed their opinion, I can go on and shame them or insult them. What do you think people, why do you think people do that?
I think people feel like in social media they can freely express themselves, that sometimes they're not mindful of the words that they say. They think like, oh, you know, I'm just giving you my opinion. And a lot of people doesn't realize that in this part of the world, you need to filter
Yeah.
what you say online, because again, we have rules.
Yeah.
And same thing with being openly gay here. Yeah, again, it's frowned upon. It's illegal. So again, if you are, you know, expressing your views about your identity, again, here you have to be mindful. So same with words. So going back to your question, people who are, you know, attacking you from your point of view, they think that, you know, they're just practicing their freedom of speech,
Yeah.
where in fact, if they're not local people, they're not Emirati, you have to be mindful because this is not your country.
Yeah.
So what might be acceptable back home
Yeah.
is not acceptable here.
That's
so I
true.
think that's what they're forgetting. Like expressing yourself, yes, that's fine. But then again, are you in the right place of expressing that kind of opinion? That's
But-
my take on it.
But also, you have to be mindful and, how do I put this tactfully? Just because you come from a certain country does not also give you the right to be able to say what you want and attack others. That's not okay.
That happens in
That's not
WhatsApp groups a lot,
either.
right?
Absolutely,
And it
yes.
happens a lot. It's like, oh, you know, oh, it's my country. I do what I want. I say what I
Yes.
want. Well, actually, no, you can't, because the authorities will still come down on you because you're giving a bad representation
Yes.
of your country.
Yes.
That's still not allowed. It doesn't matter. The laws are for everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. It's for everybody. You
Yes,
have to
you have to
behave in a
abide
certain way.
the rules here. I often get this before, like, you know, people that I work with would always say, you know, back home in our country, we do this and this. Like,
Yeah.
well, I appreciate, I respect where you're coming from, but now we are living here in Dubai, we're working here, so we have to abide by the rules. If you're not happy, then by all means, you know, you are free to go, and if you're happy of the rules or the policy that you have back home, then
Yeah.
you're more than welcome to go home. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And social media just makes everything a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
I just think it is in our control to be better people, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Absolutely.
Because of what I said, social media doesn't make us fake, it exposes us. What that means is we have the opportunity to be a better person.
Yeah.
Because we can get exposed. I make sure that I am the same guy on my social media that you see as you see me in real life. When somebody meets me and they've seen my Instagram, I'm pretty sure they go, yep, same guy.
Okay.
Yes, I believe in, sorry about that, authenticity. Yeah,
Yeah.
the authenticity, the word now is very big. Yes, I'm not saying like you have to be fake
And
with
it
your
should be big.
social media
Yeah,
because you have to act this way because there are certain rules. No, no, no. What I'm saying is be authentic, but
authentic.
just be mindful not to insult someone or to be rude.
Oh,
Yeah.
this happened to me once.
So Asad, when you so tell the story and then I'll ask.
No, I actually can't tell the story.
Okay, fine.
I actually can't because it's something that I almost did, and a friend of mine said, "Are you out of your mind?"
Okay, yeah.
You know, it was something, and I said I thought it was a joke, but obviously I can't say it. But
Yes.
So when content creators come to you with their podcast ideas and you're putting stuff together, are you doing any kind of advisory role saying, oh, I'm not sure if you should say that, or you need to be mindful? Have you had to give any warnings to people to just pull them back on the right track? Or is it like, you say what you want?
no, that happens a lot. That happens a lot. But usually I find that people already know because people who
Yeah.
live here, they already know. There are some people who, especially these days, there's so much going on in the world, sensitivities regarding wars and conflicts. There are some people who want to come in here and do a podcast about that.
Yeah.
My thing on it is, I don't want to stand in the way. I don't feel like I should stop them.
Yeah.
People should know and people should be free. Yeah, I don't. Because especially for those kind of situations, people should have the ability or the freedom to express themselves. I don't try to stop anyone.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, if it sounds but in other instances where it sounds like they're trying to go somewhere to get attention or just deliberately like do something, that's when I say, hey, maybe you shouldn't do
Okay.
that. So I do like make a judgment call and say, do I think this is for the wrong reasons or are they genuinely
Doing it
just
for the
wrong?
right reasons.
Yeah, right. Then that's where I step in. When I say step in, that's where I guide them. Hey, maybe go that direction. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so how about WhatsApp group? Okay.
Do not.
My
How
full
long is this
battery.
podcast? Like 5 hours or something?
5 hours. I hope we have. Yeah. So, what are the do's and don'ts, as far as or things that as an expat should avoid, or someone who's planning to come here to Dubai, they should be aware that WhatsApp group is so common nowadays.
Emma
And,
and Orchids, the floor is yours because all of my WhatsApp groups are muted, so I have no
Are you?
idea.
Same. Mine are all muted.
Archive.
But it's a good thing to know that one thing that drives me crazy about WhatsApp is the unsolicited adverts on WhatsApp. Now, the TRA, the Telecommunications Regulatory Authority, there are rules. You can be fined 5,000 dirhams, I think, if you are sending unsolicited adverts via WhatsApp. There's fines for it. So people shouldn't do it. It's terrible. Yeah, buy property, get your new chicken or whatever. And just the random stuff. And I'm like, where did you get my number from? Literally, I have no idea where these people get my number from. But I've got lots of different WhatsApp groups. And I think within groups, there needs to be, again, etiquette and how people address and speak to one another. There was a falling out in one of our groups yesterday because someone was extremely rude to someone that was just offering help. She pulled him up on his behavior, and then he took it like a child and got all offensive and insulty and all the rest of it. So luckily I'm admin, so I just went delete. Warning, gonna boot you if you don't pack it up. But also texting at stupid times
Yes.
of the day.
Yes. So, what do you think is the acceptable time, cut-off time for text?
I think with WhatsApp,
messages?
it's like, listen, send a text. It's okay. Not in groups, maybe. I don't know about groups, but even for personal communication, you can send a text later. Just don't expect. Like it's an
yes.
instant messaging service, not an instant response service, right? So
when WhatsApp was created, or text messages, there was a high expectation with instant
Yeah.
response,
Yeah.
right? Because now you're easily,
You kind of get sucked into it.
yeah. So I would say if it's a business related text message, if it deems an urgency,
Yeah.
for example, I would say, send an acknowledgement immediately and say I will respond and give you the detail shortly.
That's true. Like
Yeah,
I did with you
because-
yesterday.
Yes, because a lot of people would appreciate
Can't
that.
mess with orchids now. Hell, the whole like etiquettes thing.
Oh,
Don't want to be called out on my etiquettes.
Yeah, so just acknowledge that you received the message, that you read it. When it comes to email, professional email, I would say after 24 hours, you get back, especially if something is urgent, business related.
Yeah.
I would say after 24 hours. Now, if the person did not respond, I would give it 2 days. Yeah, ghosting.
being
I would give it 2
ghosted.
days, and then after that, I'll make a follow-up.
But doesn't it
I
drive you
guess.
mad if someone's got their red receipts turned off, so you don't know whether
Yes.
they've read it or not?
I don't like that.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yes.
why do people? It's not. It doesn't make you look good.
It doesn't make you
Absolutely.
look good.
Doesn't.
Yes,
It doesn't make you
absolutely.
look busy. It doesn't. It makes you look like a not a good person.
Absolutely, yeah. Just acknowledge it. I'm quite busy at the moment. Can I get back to you later?
And it's
Or-
also
yeah.
okay, even if you read someone's message, it's okay to reply. It's okay for people to, you can't expect somebody, even if they read your message, to reply immediately.
Yes,
Because
yeah.
people are doing things, or maybe they
Everyone-
haven't made up their mind
absolutely,
about
yeah.
it, or whatever it is. Sometimes it's nice to send a hey. I mean, if you and I are communicating, and I always read your messages but never reply before 3 hours, then it's a problem. Then it's a pattern. But if I send you a message, hey, saw the message, will reply sometimes, and sometimes I forget, then I think it's fine. It's got to be a balance. And
Do we think we're being overwhelmed by the methods that people can contact us on social media? Because we have WhatsApp, messaging, voice notes, voice call,
Yeah.
video calls. Now, Instagram has voice notes, messaging, calls.
Yes.
X now has voice notes, calls, launching, It's like, I feel like there's no, so I don't like that. I don't like the fact that strangers that I follow or follow me
Send
might
you a
have the
voice note.
ability to call me or so out of the blue. I'm like, no. What happened to my privacy and not being able to be uncontactable?
isn't that like, can that not be blocked on Instagram?
It can,
Like,
but what I'm saying is, why do we need all these methods to be contacted? Why?
My take on this is I would never send a voice note unless I've known you personally
yeah.
and I've sent you like previously a message and then I want to explain more.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
I'll send you a voice note.
Makes sense.
But I don't send a voice note straight away because again they say I'm into this energy and if they say, this is what my spiritual teacher told me, that if someone is sending her a voice note,
For the first time ever.
yes, or even someone who's just, offloading their frustration, that person actually absorbed just by listening from your
Yeah,
voice, and
that's true.
it affects her day.
It is true.
Especially if you don't know that person, you're not that close. Or even, let's say, for example, my sister will send me a voice note and she's frustrated. I get affected because I can feel his energy, her energy. So I think the polite way is to send the person a message. Try to refrain from sending a voice note unless, it's very important that you need to elaborate or expand on what you're trying to say. That would be my take on it.
Quick
But,
question,
yeah.
slightly off track, before we take a 2-second break to reset the cameras. When you said that it affects you,
Yes.
I said it's true. Are you a it's true person or it makes sense person? It makes sense that it does affect us, or do you say it's true that it affects us?
Okay. Good
Which person are
question.
you?
Yes.
Of course,
it makes
good
sense.
question.
Yes, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes
Where are you?
sense. Yeah.
No, it absolutely makes sense. I'm not just going to say something's true if I haven't looked into it.
Right.
I have the logical brain, so
Right.
something has to make sense to me.
Okay, so again, we're on WhatsApp topic. What's your take on WhatsApp conversation or voice note when you're dating someone or you're seeing someone that you met on a dating app?
Okay, well, a lot of people these days, they like to, they like the video call to, one, verify the person's real, or two, they go straight to voice messages these days, because you tell a lot about a person by their voice.
Yes.
Do you prefer that?
Yeah, because I like to know what someone sounds like, because as someone that's worked with voice all through my life as my job, basically, I tell a lot about a person by how they sound, and I have to know, could I sit and listen to this person talk for any length of time? If I can't listen to them talk for 2 minutes, like, that's a nope.
So it's so interesting. Like just over 2.5 years ago, I was in that world where the dating apps and everything, looking for special whatever it is.
The one.
The one, looking for the one. And this girl got in touch, and we were in the DMs, and immediately after first pleasantries, she said, can you please send me a voice note? So I found that I kind of knew what she was getting at, but I said, I just wrote, what do you need a voice note for? Here's my Instagram. I sent her the link, just trying to get her to go and see how I look,
and follow you.
But right, no, not just follow, but just actually get to see who this person is, which I think is better. And I said, when you go over there, you'll get to hear me talk, hear me sing, hear me whatever. And she goes, I'm not gonna go on your Instagram because Instagram is fake. I want the real you on your voice note, which ticked me off, and I stopped communicating. Was I in the wrong?
Well, she's not wrong in what she said, because a lot of people are absolutely fake on their social media profiles.
Yeah.
Again, going back to our discussion earlier, because it might be scripted what you said on your social media. So maybe
Give
she
it a
wants that
It could be
authenticity.
curated content,
Yes,
yeah.
curated. Yeah.
But I
so
like the
maybe.
fact that I appreciate the fact that she wanted to hear my voice. Basically, what you've been saying, you can tell a lot about a person by the way they talk. Can people fake their voice on their voice
AI
note?
now, you can.
When I
With
say
AI
fake, I
voices.
mean if I generally talk like this, but I send you a voice note that says, hello, Emma. No, I'm just pretty busy, and I'll call you in a bit. Hope you're having a good time,
All right.
That's not how I talk.
Yeah.
But I could send a voice note.
I
Yeah.
could go, all right, love, do you fancy going down the pub for a chippy and a pint on a Friday night? That'd be wicked, innit? Or, oh, hello, could we go to Nobu for a glass of
Nobu,
champagne
okay.
and some sushi, please?
This is muddy.
You see
Yes.
that you can still absolutely fake it. So it's like...
Gray. It's a gray area after gray area.
I know, great. It's hard. It's a very challenging question.
So the takeaway is, be a good person.
Yeah.
It's in your
Absolutely.
control
Yeah.
to be a good person when you're communicating through the modern channels.
But
Yes,
also,
what-
I just want to touch on privacy, because I think social media privacy
Yes.
is so important as well. Because there are some people that put themselves out there way too much, and they overshare. And be careful about, when you're posting lives or photos, whether the live location is turned on or not. And things like, if you go away on vacation, don't post everything while you're away on vacation. Then people know that you're away.
Yes.
I
You're
rack
talking
and
from a
stack
security
everything.
point of view?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I stack everything, and I post when I'm actually back. I don't post anything while I'm away. I just
Yes.
archive everything. Or
My
save it
my
as
wife said to
drafts.
me that don't
Yeah.
post because it'll attract evil eye.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. You need to do that. No, we're still recording, so
We're
just
still
come in for 5 minutes and...
We'll just
Sorry.
yes.
Oh, no, wait.
It's better that you come from here. There's too many wires.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, love. Just have a sit over there while we just finish this one up.
It's okay. It's fine. We're not on CNN. It's fine.
It's not live. So we can edit it. Yeah.
Today we're not on CNN.
No.
I mean,
So... I'll
Yeah,
just,
so
I'll just do a
privacy.
pickup. I'll
Yeah,
just do a
so
pickup.
we'll go back. Okay.
So from that aspect, I think when you're posting locations off, but also it's just, you have to be careful what you share with people on social media, because so many people, I've had my content stolen so many times, and people have made fake accounts pretending to be me, which is why I'm thankful for paid verification now, because you
Yes.
can't fake that. So you just have to be careful with your privacy as well, and make sure all your passwords are secure and everything, because there's so many hackers and scammers as well. You just have to be really, really careful. What is that strange person in your DMs? What are their true intentions? You know.
I think. Do you agree that women are more of a target of these situations, or
Women
is
are
that a
more
thing?
attacked.
More of a target for
The
hackers or
Yeah.
people who are trying to get into? I agree with that too.
yeah.
Like, nobody's trying to hack me. I'm pretty nice, but you know.
Okay, so going back to hacking, because I know it's been quite the common situation recently.
Yeah, it's
I think
a
after the pandemic.
clear and
is-
present threat. Yes.
Yes, not just the hacking, but this illegal. I'm so sorry today. The words are not
Scamming?
scam.
Scams?
Yes, all these
Ooh,
scams.
scams, yeah.
We can edit that. Okay. Yeah. So
I'm gonna leave that there. Totally gonna leave that there.
scamming, people constantly calling you. Like I received a lot of calls about these scams, or even like, oh, you want something from so and so, and I need your bank.
Oh yeah,
details
yeah,
and-
scams. That's a totally different. It's like a can of worms, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
scams through emails and things like that. Just be careful. I mean,
Yeah.
right? Like,
I mean,
what can you say to anyone about?
I mean, look, some scammers on social media, sorry to say it, they're absolutely dumb. They're thick. They're stupid. I mean, look, they've hacked someone's account that...
Yeah, they're
looks
not even intelligent.
That looks like me. White, Caucasian, Western woman. Can you vote for me in the Arab
Oh,
Asian
yes.
Awards? Do I look Arab or Asian? I mean, come on, use half a brain. Use half a brain.
Yes.
Why would I be in that category? Use your brain.
Remember, I messaged you because I received the exact same message on Instagram, like
Yeah.
Emma messaging me to vote for her. So yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
like,
ver-
seriously, but people fall for this stuff all the time. So watch out for it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to
I think it's
unpack.
not only happening here in the UAE, but again, as you know, where the economy is booming. There's a lot of expats coming in, so there's a lot of people who's trying to get that opportunity, take that opportunity to scam.
Yeah.
Are we as Gen X or millennials even? Are we blaming the younger people a bit more than they deserve to be blamed? When it comes to,
Are we?
because we get to see a lot of them on social media, right?
Yes.
When you open TikTok, you see the girls dancing, boys doing dumb stuff. I always say, children always do dumb stuff. That's what we did when we were kids.
Oh, we made carts out of shopping trolley wheels.
But if we
planks of
had
wood
the
and-
two, I think about it. If I had TikTok when I was 16,
Yeah.
I would have been the same.
This is their
Yeah.
thing, and they're navigating the landscape as best they can. But I think we're now Gen X and millennials. We're now
Yes.
like the boomers. We're sitting there going,
Yeah.
really?
Exactly. Just the way our parents did.
Because when I was growing up, I was a big fan of scrapbook.
Scrapbook.
Remember the scrapbook?
I've done that. My sisters were.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is our form of expressing ourselves, form of like a Facebook in the past.
And look, we poo-poo and put down the influencers. These kids are making a fortune through social media.
Yes.
Fair play to them. Fair play to them
Fair
for doing
play
it.
to them. That's what I'm saying. And especially
So-
in Western cultures, it's still a bit balanced. In our Pakistani cultures, if it's an influencer, they're doing it for the money. They're doing it. No, they're getting out of their comfort zones. They're creating. They are thinking about how to express themselves more every single day. What are you doing? Every Eid, posting 7 pictures in a nice shalwar kameez and then complaining why everyone's saying mashallah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Stop blaming the children. Stop blaming younger people. They're trying to figure it out. By the way, I with social media, and when we say that, kids aren't doing it right or social media is ruining my children, I always say it's our responsibility. Social media came into our lives at the same time that it came to our lives. Because we can use it and use it in a way where our children can say, That's how I want to use social media.
I mean, look, when it comes to parents and kids, parents are absolutely responsible for what their children consume a lot of the time. You know, until they get to a certain age, there are parental controls, so there's no excuse. And let's face it, they're not supposed to be on the platforms until they're 13. That's the legal age they're supposed to be on the platforms. So the parents do have to take some kind of responsibility. And they have to know. They have to know about the dangers of social media when it comes to kids. And if they're not educated on that, then this is where they run into trouble. And it's such an important educational thing for parents to go through. And of course the kids will complain and be upset and whatever, but at the end of the day, it's for their own safety, because there are terrible things. I had a friend who someone basically stole, and I totally disagree with parents posting images of their children on social media, particularly when they're very, very young. But because like my friend did it, and someone stole the images of her kids, her two very young girls, and posted them on another site, and it was this weird dude posting images of all these young kids, and I'm going, please keep your kids off socials until they get to until they are aware and they have the choice. Don't post your kids. Don't post your kids.
So I think the key takeaway here, especially in this segment, is, you know, don't be too open. Keep your, you know, socials in a private. And again, we're not talking about being fake or be still authentic to yourself, but at the same time, make sure that you abide to the rules.
Why do people do it? Let's spend 3 minutes and talk about why do people do it then. Everybody knows that everybody has an elder family member who's told them keep the kids away from social media. People still do it. Why do you think people do it? I know why they do it. Why do you? Well, I think I know why people do it. Why do you think people do it?
Because we were also busy with our personal electronic devices and also shortcut.
Why do people put their kids on socials? It's like the family album. When we were young, we had the photos, we had the family albums. People don't have that anymore. So socials is where they keep the family album. But if you're going to do that, keep it private for your friends and family. Don't make it public. Keep a private album.
But if I keep it private, how will I get in the comments?
It's for validation. The likes and the clicks and the shares and the comments. And your baby's so cute. But
Thank
it looks
you.
like a shriveled up grape. Did I say that? Ooh, Unfiltered.
No, you didn't.
Don't forget you can email us, MannersUnfiltered@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Do all the stuff.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Manners Unfiltered, where you can learn all about the world of etiquette and manners. Manners Unfiltered, this is Manners Unfiltered. Learn about style. Manners Unfiltered, the UAE culture is all that matters.